He cheated on Beyoncé, and somehow, she stayed. This isn't just a scandal, it's a story of destruction and transformation. If stories like this move you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Lies Unveiled, and turn on the bell because the truth always deserves to be heard. In 2016, Beyoncé unveiled Lemonade, a visual album that transcended conventional music storytelling. It wasn't merely a collection of songs, it was an intimate exploration of betrayal, resilience, and empowerment. Through a fusion of genres and evocative visuals, Beyoncé navigated the turbulent waters of infidelity, laying bare her personal journey with unflinching honesty. This narrative was not confined to her own experiences. Lemonade resonated with countless individuals, particularly Black women, who saw their struggles and strength reflected in its themes. The album delved into generational trauma, cultural identity, and the complexities of forgiveness, offering a multifaceted perspective on healing. It also revealed a deeply personal portrait of emotional collapse, the kind that follows discovering a partner's betrayal after years of building a life together. In this video, we will dissect the layers of Lemonade, examining its artistic brilliance and cultural significance. We'll explore how Beyoncé transformed personal pain into a universal anthem of empowerment, setting a new standard for storytelling in music. Before the release of Lemonade, Beyoncé and Jay-Z were considered the epitome of a power couple in the music industry. Their relationship, often portrayed as a seamless blend of talent and ambition, was admired by many. Collaborations like Crazy in Love and Drunk in Love showcased their chemistry, both personally and professionally. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect union lay complexities and challenges. The pressures of fame, the demands of their careers, and personal insecurities began to take a toll. While the public saw a harmonious duo, behind closed doors, cracks were forming. Beyoncé, known for her meticulous control over her image, began to channel her emotions into her art. Her previous albums hinted at personal struggles, but none delved as deeply as Lemonade. This project would become a cathartic exploration of pain, betrayal, and ultimately, healing. Jay-Z's betrayal didn't just strain their love, it upended the foundation of their family. For Beyoncé, every moment of routine turned uncertain. Trust was replaced by suspicion, closeness by distance. The home they built became a reminder of deception. The stage was set for a narrative that would challenge perceptions, confront personal demons, and resonate with audiences worldwide. Lemonade was not just an album. It was a declaration, a revelation, and a testament to the strength found in vulnerability. In the aftermath of betrayal, Beyoncé and Jay-Z embarked on a tumultuous journey of healing and restoration. Their path was neither linear nor devoid of pain, but it was marked by profound sacrifices and a relentless pursuit of recovery. For Beyoncé, the act of creating Lemonade was itself a form of sacrifice. She exposed her deepest vulnerabilities, transforming personal anguish into a universal narrative of resilience. The album's raw honesty served as a cathartic release, allowing her to process the trauma of infidelity while offering solace to others experiencing similar pain. Jay-Z, on the other hand, confronted his own demons in 444. The album is a candid confession, wherein he acknowledges his transgressions and the damage inflicted upon his marriage. Through introspective lyrics, he expresses remorse and a desire to evolve, stating, "I apologize. Often woman eyes took for my child to be born to see through a woman's eyes. This public admission marked a significant step in their collective healing process. But words weren't enough. Beyoncé had to live daily with the reality of betrayal, sharing a bed with someone who shattered her faith, waking up in the same house where trust had been broken. The emotional labor she endured went far beyond what most could comprehend. Their recovery was further symbolized by their collaborative album, Everything Is Love, which celebrated their renewed bond and mutual growth. The project highlighted their commitment to rebuilding trust and showcased a partnership strengthened by adversity. Beyond their music, the couple sought therapy and engaged in open dialogues about their relationship. These efforts underscored the importance of communication and accountability in overcoming betrayal. Their willingness to confront uncomfortable truths and work through their issues served as a testament to their dedication to one another. The sacrifices made by both Beyoncé and Jay-Z were not solely for personal reconciliation but also for the benefit of their family. They prioritized creating a stable environment for their children, understanding that healing their relationship was integral to their family's well-being. In essence, their journey illustrates that recovery from betrayal necessitates vulnerability, accountability, and an unwavering commitment to growth. Through their art and actions, Beyoncé and Jay-Z demonstrated that love, when nurtured with honesty and effort, can endure and even flourish after profound hurt. Before the release of Lemonade, Beyoncé and Jay-Z were considered the epitome of a power couple in the music industry. Their relationship, often portrayed as a seamless blend of talent and ambition, was admired by many. Collaborations like Crazy in Love and Drunk in Love showcased their chemistry, both personally and professionally. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect union lay complexities and challenges. The pressures of fame, the demands of their careers, and personal insecurities began to take a toll. While the public saw a harmonious duo, behind closed doors, cracks were forming. Beyoncé, known for her meticulous control over her image, began to channel her emotions into her art. Her previous albums hinted at personal struggles, but none delved as deeply as Lemonade. This project would become a cathartic exploration of pain, betrayal, and ultimately, healing. Jay-Z's betrayal didn't just strain their love, it upended the foundation of their family. For Beyoncé, every moment of routine turned uncertain. Trust was replaced by suspicion, closeness by distance. The home they built became a reminder of deception. The stage was set for a narrative that would challenge perceptions, confront personal demons, and resonate with audiences worldwide. Lemonade was not just an album. It was a declaration, a revelation, and a testament to the strength found in vulnerability. Before the release of Lemonade, Beyoncé and Jay-Z were considered the epitome of a power couple in the music industry. Their relationship, often portrayed as a seamless blend of talent and ambition, was admired by many. Collaborations like Crazy in Love and Drunk in Love showcased their chemistry, both personally and professionally. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect union lay complexities and challenges. The pressures of fame, the demands of their careers, and personal insecurities began to take a toll. While the public saw a harmonious duo, behind closed doors, cracks were forming. Beyoncé, known for her meticulous control over her image, began to channel her emotions into her art. Her previous albums hinted at personal struggles, but none delved as deeply as Lemonade. This project would become a cathartic exploration of pain, betrayal, and ultimately, healing. Jay-Z's betrayal didn't just strain their love, it upended the foundation of their family. For Beyoncé, every moment of routine turned uncertain. Trust was replaced by suspicion, closeness by distance. The home they built became a reminder of deception. The stage was set for a narrative that would challenge perceptions, confront personal demons, and resonate with audiences worldwide. Lemonade was not just an album. It was a declaration, a revelation, and a testament to the strength found in vulnerability. Reflection, for both Beyoncé and Jay-Z, was not just a pause, it was a reckoning. After the storm, they stood amidst the emotional wreckage of a fractured relationship and were forced to confront the truth, not just about their marriage, but about themselves. It wasn't enough to say, "I'm sorry." It wasn't enough to stay. Healing would require unflinching self-awareness. For Beyoncé, reflection meant staring into the mirror and asking who she was beyond the betrayal. She was a mother, a global icon, a wife, but also a woman deeply wounded. In private, she sat with that pain, unpacking how trust had been weaponized against her. Lemonade became her voice when her soul had none left to give. Through poetry, music, and visual metaphors, she gave herself and others the language to grieve. Jay-Z, on the other hand, began peeling back the emotional armor he had worn for decades. In therapy, he uncovered how generational trauma and hypermasculinity shaped his inability to love properly. He had to accept that his actions weren't just mistakes, they were extensions of unresolved pain he never admitted to feeling. The couple no longer avoided hard conversations. They made space for them. Reflection became ritual. Long walks, late-night discussions, letters never sent, listening not to respond, but to absorb. Jay-Z journaled. Beyoncé painted. They each found a way to release what couldn't yet be said out loud. More importantly, they allowed each other room to change. Beyoncé didn't demand instant forgiveness from herself. Jay-Z didn't demand redemption. They both committed to slow growth, recognizing that true intimacy begins where performance ends. For Beyoncé, reflection also meant rewriting the script of her identity. No longer just the queen of polished perfection, she emerged as a multidimensional figure, angry, soft, hurt, and healing. She found power in her own contradictions. Jay-Z, meanwhile, leaned into fatherhood not as legacy but as presence. He began to show up emotionally, even when it felt foreign. Publicly, they didn't pretend everything was fine. Their albums, stage presence, and body language told a more nuanced story. One of progress, not perfection. Of accountability, not erasure. The reflection didn't conclude with clarity, it birthed more questions. But it was in that questioning that they found something deeper than certainty, the courage to continue. In a culture obsessed with immediate resolution, their commitment to honest reflection became radical. It showed that healing is messy, nonlinear, and deeply human. And sometimes, just showing up every day with intention and humility is the most profound form of love. Beyoncé and Jay-Z's story does not conclude with a fairy tale bow, it ends in realness. Their journey through betrayal, self-destruction, and repair was never about proving perfection. It was about evolving in the public eye while still clinging to personal truth. And in doing so, they offered something rare, an authentic glimpse into what it means to choose growth over comfort. Their love was not saved by grand gestures, but by grueling work. It wasn't about a second honeymoon, a viral photo, or a hit single. It was built on therapy sessions, on whispered apologies in dimly lit rooms, on choosing to stay even when staying felt impossible. For Beyoncé, it meant putting down the mask of invincibility and embracing the power of vulnerability. For Jay-Z, it meant trading pride for presence, image for intimacy. Their relationship became a living question. Can love survive when trust dies? Their answer was not yes or no, but rather, only if we both rise from the ashes as different people. Beyoncé's decision to stay was not submission, it was reclamation. She reclaimed her narrative, her agency, and her definition of strength. Jay-Z's decision to rebuild was not redemption, it was responsibility. They each carried the weight of the past differently, but they walked forward together. And while the world watched, judged, and speculated, they quietly redefined what a modern relationship can look like: flawed, transparent, and always under construction. Their story doesn't tell us that forgiveness is easy. It shows us that forgiveness is a practice, a choice, a leap without guarantees, but also a doorway to something deeper. In the end, what Beyoncé and Jay-Z teach us is this: love, real love, is forged not in the absence of pain, but in the decision to confront it, not to erase the past, but to rewrite the future together. That is not weakness. That is power. And in sharing that journey, they gave permission to millions to grieve, to grow, and maybe to love again on their own terms. What does forgiveness really look like after betrayal? Can a relationship survive when the truth has burned it to the ground? Beyoncé and Jay-Z didn't offer simple answers, but they offered something more valuable: a map. Their story reminds us that healing is not always about returning to what was, but creating something entirely new. A relationship rebuilt from honesty, resilience, and emotional labor is never effortless, but it can be deeply powerful. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced betrayal in a relationship? Did you choose to walk away, or did you fight to rebuild? What did you learn about yourself through it all? Share your story in the comments. Someone out there might be going through the same thing, and your words could be the beginning of their healing. If this video moved you, helped you reflect, or simply made you feel less alone, please give it a like, subscribe to Lies Unveiled, and turn on the notification bell. We share true stories that go beyond the surface, stories that speak to the heart. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay kind, stay honest, and keep choosing growth, even when it hurts.